Hello there. Welcome to yet another episode of my Car Mechanic 2021 series. We are working on the last of the Aston Martin DLC cars, the uh, previously mentioned Aston Martin Vantage. And as you can kind of see, it looks very different from the end of the last episode. That is because I actually had started this recording once before and realized I'd gone through my initial setup process of doing the bodywork, the interior, and the frame while everything was muted. And rather than try to dub over it and try to pretend that I did things right the first time, uh, I decided to just start the recording over, and you only missed a few minutes worth of, you know, random banter anyway. So, like I said, Aston Martin Vantage. We already got the body, the frame, and the interior to 100%. Uh, I decided to go with a rather, I guess, conservative paint job with this. Because, like I said, we did kind of a silvery gray color with the DB5. We did for the DBS, we did a kind of a grape purple, almost a K State purple. And the one that we did last time, which was the DBX, I kind of went real tacky with the color scheme. Did a black metallic with some green highlights. I decided just to go with like generic rich person car look, so I kind of decided with a bit of thinking there, of course, all while muted, I decided to go with this shade of green, which actually fits this car rather well. So thankfully, y'all didn't miss out on a whole lot. I just kind of feel dumb having to restart the recording, but it is what it is. So we'll move on. So the car's in reasonably good shape, so this is going to be one that we're not going to have to do a whole lot to, other than take it apart, clean it, fix it, and then put it back together. Um, yeah, this is not going to take us very long. Plus, I already did like 5 or 10 minutes worth of work just getting some of the initial stuff taken care of. So we are going to drain all the fluids. Brake fluid, power steering, get the coolant out. The oil we'll get from underneath. Where's your, I was gonna say, where's the washer fluid? It's just off camera. Okay. It's been an interesting week, let's put it that way. Normally I'm more careful than this when I go to set up my recording system, but hey, at least I found out before I got, too far into the video. The oil looks like it's in good shape. Right, that away. While we're down here, and pop that off. Pop that off. This drive shaft off. And your starter's probably on the other side here. It is. Okay. Okay. Got all that off there. Should be able to snatch the engine out now, provided I take the air cover stuff off. Okay. Let's get the cherry picker out. And go. Engine cover. I seriously? Okay. Now what? Well, they're both labeled engine cover, so I ended up pulling both of them off. Okay. Down on there. Before we do anything else, let's see what we can fix up here. These we're not concerned with because they're just going to get replaced with performance equivalents anyway. But see, they're literally labeled the same thing. Engine cover, engine cover. That's like, you know, what the heck. Anywho. So we're going to give this thing the same treatment that we gave to every other engine we've worked on. We're going to basically just tear it apart. Except we have the advantage on this one where we can actually see the completed car. And we know from the prior episode, which I had to pause the recording on to go do some research on, because these little fuckers right here, you see, put your mouse over it, you have it down here like you normally do, you're not going to see where the damn spark plugs are. See? In case anybody missed it on the previous episode. Because, well, that and I couldn't exactly show you very easily because I'd already buttoned up the engine by the time I kicked the recording off again. But, yeah. The, you come out of there? Thank you. The spark plugs are well hidden on the engine block. To the point where, unless you're right on top of them like I am, you're not even going to see the thing for it, even if you mouse over that area. Which is kind of bullshit, but... yeah, that caused a bit of head scratching on the previous episode, like I was just saying. It. I mean, once I saw it, it was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, dude. Which also means this uses pretty much the same exact engine that the DBX uses. I mean, part for part, looks like. Which, now that we know what to look for, it's not going to be such a huge deal. First time around, though, it was frustrating. See, the engine on the DBX, since it was basically in very bad condition part-wise, it was already missing a lot of stuff. In this case, it was missing a little bit of everything. No, I don't want that. I want that. Thank you. And these 50 million little engine covers, too. It's just like, really? Is there like umpteen different timing chain shoes that you got to take care of. Or it'll let you take the chain off. No less than 3 on each side. You know, cam gears within cam gears here. Okay, I think we got to get that oil pump off first. All right, let's just get the rest of the crap on top first, and then we'll worry about the bottom of the engine. You gotta be very careful with these engines. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, there's... They look more like freeze plugs than camshaft caps, but okay. Okay, dipstick tube out of the way. Okay. Free the camshafts. All the clutch parts off. Alrighty, let's get that oil pump out of the way. That should... thought it was gonna... oh, wait. Forgot this one's got its own timing shoes on it. Yeah, now it can come out. These... Alright. Oh yeah, this is the one that has the, like, ridiculously massive crankshaft bearings. Or bearing caps, excuse me. Alright, let's get these pistons out of here. So, we'll need to get the heads off, but at least get the cam, or the rod caps off, excuse me. So those are all gone. So let's stitch the... Wait, what's holding you up? Oh, for frick's sakes. Nope, that wasn't it. Let's at least get this one out. Figure out what timing shoe or what piece we forgot to take out for the other head. Your major malfunction. Ah, I see it. Missed a spark plug. Hey, remember what I said about the fact that those don't show up unless you're right up on top of them? There you go. But you gotta be careful with this stuff. Crock of garbage there, man. Alright, so fix you. Okay. Rest of it we're gonna replace. Okay, we're already sorting by condition. So that. Alright, now we can start building this back up. Okay. Cam gears, all that other stuff, and we got... I don't have the fuel filter, so we'll add that on. You basically have to not sass this thing from a recess in the top and bottom, and that's just... so not cool. You... Fuel filter. Good. Alternator. Okay, AC compressor is not a... So those are standard parts, apparently. Actually, forgot some other parts here. Piston rings. Need 8 rod caps. I'm going to go ahead and get the spark plugs. Take a little... It didn't it? Okay. These bearing caps in. Apparently we forgot a timing chain shoe. Catch that on the next set of parts. Alright, let's get these rod caps put in. Tensioner put on. I'm not going to be able to get those plugs in until we get those heads. So let's go ahead and get head B, head A. I need 2 cam gears. Timing chain shoe. I think might be it. Yeah, okay. So head B, head A. Couple of cam gears. And the first of the timing chain shoes. He's in early because they're just bastards to get in there if we don't. Again, this may be presumptuous on my part, but it just seems like they designed themselves into a corner when they built that engine this way. Armchair quarterbacking a bit, but still. Did I get the roller on there? I did not. It's on there now. Okie day. I think that's be good for the next round here. Do we have anything that's performance? Yep, we do. Okay, camshaft A. FB. Camshaft C. Camshaft D. 8 ignition coils. 2 exhaust manifolds. Okay, timing chain Baker. And a roller alpha. Okay. The timing chains put on. Roller put in. Okay, it's not letting me. It's giving me the option to do the ignition coils for this side, but not the other. Weird. Yeah, they're all installed. Be waiting on another dependent part. Missing here anything? Yeah, like all the the other 2 camshafts here. Go. We can't put 4 of the ignition coils in for some reason. Cover B, cover A. Both the turbos. You're missing an oil pump. It's like, let me change shoe. Let me change shoe. What else? Cam gears. Oh man, this thing's a mess. Turbo B. Turbo A. This all looks like standard parts. B. Cover A. U. Oil pump. F. C. And 4 cam gears. Lord, that's a lot of bolts. Now it's letting me do that. I think that order of parts might need to be reversed a little bit. Just a little bit. What else have we got? Anything? Yep. Okay, you're gonna need a timing chain. You need a timing chain, water pump, seal, oil pan, engine cover. That won't come up until after we get the oil pan put on. Down here. Got the fuel rails. Timing cover C's. Need two more. Alright. Anything that's a performance part? Fuel injectors, probably. Okay, got two of those. The VVLs, I believe, are electric. Fuel rails are probably a performance part. Okay, the rest of this looks like standard issue. Chain A. Chain C. Tells me I might need two of those. Buy an extra in case. Oh. Crankshaft seal, front. Oil pan. Engine cover. 4 timing covers. Even though those are literally just caps. Dipstick tube, and an oil fill tube. Let's see. Order an extra timing chain C. I see. Never mind. At least it was a minor mess up there. I went through that list way too quick, and I was just like, not. Yeah, it's gonna go to the next round of parts. Apparently, didn't think I ordered the part that I did, and turns out everything's fine. All that's gonna have to come later. Same thing with the timing or the chain shoes. Right. Looking good so far. who's left? Anybody? Nope. Okay. Let's get you. You. All right. CL2. Yep. All right. Let's go. Anything potentially? Yeah. Okay. Intake manifolds are probably. Well, maybe. Those are not. Okay, that was not. But what got picked instead of... Oh. Hang on. I suppose we'll find out here in a minute. Something didn't get put on the list that should have. Don't need a timing chain C. Oh, I think I'm... I know, got left off. And so many freaking timing chain shoes. Betcha I selected him instead of him. Oh, come on. Get over there. Anyway, let's get this stuff on there. Alright. Get in progress. Alright. Okay. An engine cover. An engine cover that we already did, apparently. Alright. Flywheel. Buff filter. Timing covers. 2 air filters. Alright. Okay, I know there's at least one performance part in there. So let's get you. And air filters. let's get that flywheel put on and get the air filters installed. Clutch plate, manifold D, manifold B. We'll get both the intercoolers and serpentine belt. Clutch plate's definitely a performance part. And intercoolers. I'm used to the intake manifolds being a performance part. Kind of odd that they're not considered that on these. Let's see. Oh. You and got you. Okay. Much plastic. A couple of throttles and a serpentine belt. Probably need a... Oh wait, we also got the oil filter. Clutch pressure plate. And got both throttles. And a serpentine belt. Alright. Should be hopefully our last round of parts. And the rest of those are standard issue. Clutch bearing. Belt tensioner. It's just like the regular part, only it's red. That adds like at least 20 horsepower, right? Totally. Kidding. Okay, let's get the clutch release bearing on there. Okay, so this time, unlike last time, we actually have a complete engine. About this time in the previous episode, I thought I was done, and then I looked up and I'm like, this should be done. Why isn't this, like, complete up here? And it didn't occur to me until much later that I was in fact missing parts. This time, I don't think we are. That's looking much better. And that is one densely packed V8, by the way. Holy Nikes. Okay. Get rid of that. Throw it back in here. ditch that. Said, hit the right buttons this time, Sleepy, and ditch the fucking cherry picker. There we go. You have one fuse box here. Don't have a second one. Because the previous car, which was the DBX, had two sets of fuses. I had one box here and one box here. This one only has one set of fuses. I'll take it. First, let's get, before we get too far down that particular pike, let's get the transmission and starter put back on so we can get this stuff out of our inventory. Alright. That'll give us just the air ducts, which we'll put back in a minute once we get everything else replaced, and that. So that'll leave just a drive shaft when we get done with the engine compartment. The drive shaft will wait until the rear suspension's redone, just like usual. Alright, so grab you, grab you, grab you. That is a very interesting place to put the ABS system, by the way. Hang on. Thing's got 3 radiators? Holy shit. Not drunk, just tired. Still kind of burping up supper. So, gonna have to deal. I was about to say where the battery was, and it's in the same place the previous car was. It's in the back. We'll deal with you in a minute. But I want to get all of these out. So that should be everybody in here. Looks like it is. We'll fix up what we can, replace what we can. Just like always. Cool, we were able to fix quite a few things. Let's take a peek. Yeah, I figured none of the electrical stuff could get fixed, but, well, except for the ABS. So, yeah, let's, just order all of that. Right. Let's knock out the electrical stuff first. We're gonna go ahead and buy a battery, and then we'll just swap that one out when we get to it. ECU type A. Fuse type B, we need 2 of those. Relay type A. U. 3 fuse type A. 4 relay type Bs. 3 relay type Cs. Good. Use type C. And the rest are reservoirs, which are under standard parts. Okay. Do the fuse box first. Whenever you're doing a restoration, never trust the fuse box. Let's get the radiator put in, reservoir. Might as well put these bastards in since we're busy putting the rest of this together. Right, scooch over here. Rest of these put in. We'll get to the battery here in a second. Get to it from here. Load. Boom. Nope. Okay, since we got looks like we got all the stuff installed here, so let's get all the fluids put in. Okay. Got this and the washer fluid to do yet. Alright. Should be everything from the engine compartment. We'll take care of the fuel system and exhaust next. Then we'll work on both the front and rear suspension. So, we're going to need these two. Muffler, middle muffler, disassemble, and we'll get rid of all this old stuff because it's all going to get replaced with performance equivalents. Order, performance shop, front A, front B, middle mufflers, and a very expensive rear muffler. Up here. One over here. There we go. go ahead and replace both of those. Pump can be found here. And the tank for, yeah. Just realized I haven't done the rims yet. Oh, we'll take care of those now, I guess. Or should take 2 different size tires. At least the rims should be repairable. All right. So the rims are all good to go. Need new tires though, so we'll head over to the tire shop. These are 255/40. So 255/40, 255/40 R20s. All right, so the others are going to be 295/35, which I'll need to remind myself again by the time I get there. So 295/35. Okay, let's double check. 295/35 R20. Okay. Good to go. I mean, it really doesn't matter when you do the tires as long as you do them in a timely fashion, of course. Because we're going for 100% park condition, or 100% overall condition on the car. So you gotta do everything anyway. When you do them is pretty much up to you. Come on, there we go. Should be the last one. Okay, good. So we'll put the 255s up front. But just that way we can get them out of the inventory. We'll have to take them off here in a few minutes anyway when we get to actually redoing the front suspension. But like I said, I just want these out of my inventory for the time being. Uh, 255. Okay. Right. Okay. So now we could take the rear suspension apart and see what all we can fix up here. Coming out first. Then you. Oh, there. This one's got the exact same suspension setup as the DBX. Well, almost. Alright, let's get this side taken apart. Come on, focus on the part for me, thank you. It's not the exact same as DBX on second thought, but it's pretty close. Come on out. There you go. Move your mouse for like a fraction of a second and it's like, nope, you can't take that part out. And it's like, no, I wanted to take the, you know, part out that was next door. Okay. Sway bar, the cross member should not be able to come out. Alright. Let's everything off the back end. See what we can fix. Sorry if I'm not very talkative through this. I actually am trying to focus. Alright. Got all the way to there. Okay, that's good. Still a fair bit of stuff that we were able to fix. Wait, let's see if we can hone the, or not hone, but lay the brake rotors here. They're in good enough shape, looks like we can. I think caffeine's starting to finally kick in. Maybe. Okay, so let's get those off of the buy list. Brake disc times 2. There we go. So now we got our parts list here. Get rid of all the old stuff. Alright, let's go buy some stuff, shall we? Okay, 8 small rubber bushings. 2 hub bearings. 8 regular rubber bushings. Brand new brake pads, not surprised by those. Those are just typical consumable. Sway bar. 2 rear springs. 2 shock absorbers. Shock caps. 2 end links. Bam. This drive shaft on so I can get that out of my inventory. Go. Before we do anything else, let's get the rubber bushings in the cross member. Might as well go ahead and start on this side, I guess. As good as any. Been good so far. Over to the other side and do the same thing over here. Okay, other end link on here. Alright, let's check inventory. All parts are gone. As one freshly rebuilt rear suspension. Alright, let's do the same thing for this one. There is one nice thing to taking apart these cars that are in decent shape, though. You notice we haven't hardly hit any, like, rusty bolts during this entire excursion. Can't say as I'm complaining much, but merely, you know, stating an observation. Alright, let's get rid of these rubber bushings, just like we did with the rear cross member. And let's back up a little bit. Peel the onion here. Like in terms of the suspension part orders, I mean everything seems to be pretty, you know, standard here. But it was weird though that like I could put all the spark plugs in, but not all of the coil packs until I got a certain way further with that one engine head. So I don't know if that was an intentional thing or if that was just a dependency issue or something, because I should have been able to do this to both sides, but maybe there was a reason why I couldn't. I just didn't realize it. Either way, definitely not a game-breaking bug. Looks like everything off of there. Don't have any fancy-dancy transfer cases or front diffs to worry about. Although we do have these assemblies we need to take apart. I remembered to do this time. Yay! Not that we'll be able to fix anything in them anywho, but should be able to fix up most of this. Okay, let's hone the... Not hone, I keep wanting to say hone for some reason. Lathe the brake rotors. Alright, let's see where that left us. Almost a full page of 100%, so start from here. rid of all the old stuff. Let's go shopping one last time. Okay. Shock absorbers. Some brake pads, thank you. 2 inner tie rods. 12 rubber bushings, because 4 for the crossmember, 4 for each side. 2 wheel hubcaps. 2 outer tie rods. 2 front springs. 2 end links, thank you. Bearings. 2 shock caps. And a front sway bar. Right. Put her all back together, shall we? Okie dokie. Get this side put together, rather. So this back on, put in the brakes. Hop over here, and we'll take care of this side. Looking good. Come on, back up. There we go. Check inventory. Inventory is empty. And we're at 100% for everything. Hot damn. Okay. Get you over to the alignment rack. Get your headlights and your wheels aligned. And we'll head off to the dyno. Although this has a very similar engine to the DBX. Fully expecting similar horsepower numbers, but we'll see. Good enough. Ooh, these are way out of whack. Good to go. All right. So 503, which I think is about what the DBX had, horse in terms of horsepower, 505 pound-feet of torque. So let's run it, and we'll see where we end up. Has a nice sound to the engine, doesn't it? I think so. I'd say that's pretty close to what we got with the DBX. I'm actually pleasantly surprised by that. 1,018 horsepower, so a gain of 516, about 103% increase. 981 pound-feet of torque, so an increase of 477, so about a 95% increase in torque. So yeah, pretty awesome. Alright, before we take it out to the speed track, let's put it up front. We're going to take some screenshots. Okay, that one's going to be the screenshot for the thumbnail. There we go. And let's take her for a spin. Alright, let's rock. Bit of a rough start there, but alright, so fast approaching 170, 80, 90, solid 200, 210, 20, 230. Ooh, glad this car's indestructible in this game. That looked like a nasty hit. 231 miles per hour. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. Alright, let's go back to the garage and we'll look at the final numbers. And we'll sell the car. Maybe. Come on, computer. Okay. So, 100% on everything. Alright. So, yeah, we bought it for a king's ransom because we bought it at an auction. So sue me. I couldn't find it through the junkyard, so this was the next best thing, unfortunately. 142,000 buying price. You can see the condition bonus on all the condition numbers and the parts values, how that all factors in, for a total of 266.7 for the sell value, so a profit of about 124. So we not quite doubled our money, but almost. Still, $250,000 car. I mean, more. I would not be able to afford this car even if I wanted to. But yeah, this was an interesting build. Didn't really hit any major surprises. After the DBX, I knew what to look for with this engine type, so but yeah, it's a good little car. Okay, so before we close up shop for the night, let's move some stuff around. So this is the Salem Earthquake, aka the Ford F-150 clone. This fact that this was already in the game is probably why we didn't have an F-150 in the DLC that Ford put out, or let them put out. So we're gonna make up for that. So we got our Porsche 911 Turbo S. That's going to be the first of the Porsche cars that we're going to be working on, so we'll put that in Bay 2. It's going to need some work, but that's what it's here for us to rehabilitate it to death and back to life. Okay, so we got the 911 Carrera 4S and 991 for those who know the numbering scheme. I'm going to put you in position 2 because you're going to be the next car in line. And we're going to pull another vehicle out of parking, which is the 911 RS America, the 964. So, go to garage. Remember, we got the 911 Carrera 4S, which is the 991. And then we have the 994. Or 964, excuse me. The numbering system still confuses me, but then again, I'm not a Porsche fan, so... Not that I'm against them, I just don't know the numbering scheme. I'm a new person to it, not you know, not trying to rag on the brand at all. I'll probably clean this one off camera. But yeah, again, another junkyard find, and this one I think was an auction. Pretty sure this one was a junkyard. No, that was an auction find too. A rare find that's in garbage tier condition. So we've got 3 out of the 4 Porsches, I believe there's one more. Let me double check. Parking. Yeah, Porsche Carrera GT, which we'll do the rest of these. But like I said, first we got the F-150 clone. That'll be our filler episode before we start the actual Porsche DLC cars. So with that, I'm going to turn you guys loose. Appreciate you for watching. Those of you who stuck around. If you haven't already, you know, hit that subscribe button so you get the notifications for future videos. Like I said, we've got plenty of, you know, additional content. We still have a bunch more DLCs to go through. I'll try to be cranking these out about 2 to 3 episodes a week, depending upon time and energy and whether or not I end up getting a day job or not. So, because I'm still working on that. With that, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.